Took us 4 hours to move 2 bushes from there to there.
Hardcore is going down now. That's a manly word, isn't it? Hardcore. As much as I like block paving, we've already got a tarmac drive, so it kind of makes sense. This is the build of the outside studio, or as most people would call it, a driveway. You see, I need somewhere to shoot outside that's not just a car poking out of the garage. The light levels are more manageable. This and that means it's a contained area. I'm not next to the roadside, so I ain't got people walking past. This is mainly for YouTube purposes because we have a press car for a third, maybe half of the year, and of course the project car, the content car. So the neighbours are noticing, shall we say, when it comes to parking on the street. So this is the build video of this outside studio and what we went from to what we have now. This is what we had before. The rickety fence, the gate that was falling off, the slabs that were just loose and quite dangerous, and basically an area of lots of mud. So essentially this is what we had, and we're going to turn it into, again, extra parking space and just somewhere to film.
Don't want to lose some of these. They've got like 10-year growth on them, the acers behind it and various other stuff. So we're trying to give some of them away, but now I think it's time to replant some of them in some pots, maybe some over here. It's time to get some gardening done. Go on, pull harder.
I'm trying. Oh my god.
Took us 4 hours to move 2 bushes from there to there. That's taken like 10 seconds. Diggy diggy. I love a machine. And so far we've got a lot of soil, and that's essentially what's going to happen. So the driveway is going to be extended up to roughly where them wooden pieces are, kind of ditch, and then I'm going to get a wall obviously in there, slightly retaining wall. That's going to be filled in as well with some decking, not filled in but covered over.
Well, it's day 3, 4, I don't know, whatever day we're on, and the hull has been dug, as you may have seen, and the hardcore is going down now. That's a manly word, isn't it? Hardcore. Although something you probably don't want to say too much on a video on the internet. That's the bush, and the other one that we expertly moved. That's the rather cool mini digger. Let me, how do I get round? That's still to be destroyed and dismantled because I can't even give it away on Facebook or the usual places. You can see what we're doing. Now it's nice and open. The width is more than enough to get a car around. There's going to be some sort of retaining wall there because it slopes up, but you can see how much they've dug out. And you always think, well, it's only a couple of foot down. How much soil can it be? And we're talking truckload after truckload has been dug out from here. So that's obviously where the wall will be going across. We're going for a curve, and that over there is going to be brought out here. The wall decking sits on top. It'll make more sense once we get to that stage. But yes, Hardcore. Underneath this wall that runs down a public footpath up there, we've got what looks like the inside of somebody's garage wall from years gone by, because the manor house that's behind there, behind that bush that these houses were built on in the gardens of the manor house, there was a garage here at some point, it seems, and that's part of what it was. So yeah, they've found all sorts of stones and crap under here, as house builders usually do. Obviously they just chuck it in the garden. So yeah, so far so good. These flags coming up, and that will all be, well, it's all going to be tarmacked, is this, because as much as I like block paving, we've already got a tarmac drive, so it kind of makes sense with this little buffer here that's always been there where the fence line was. This is where it's going to carry on up to, and then the wall is going to match using the same sort of stone as this. In fact, we're going to recycle some of that stone up there to go around the side, and hopefully this, with a bit of jet washing, I suppose. How do I clean a stone wall? I don't know. Hopefully this will then turn into somewhere nice to do some filming. I love it when you get stuff done in the house, you know, stuff that, you know, like a new kitchen or something like that. It's quite a rare thing in it, every 5-10 years or something like that, and something like this is obviously a big project. I'll leave it to the people that actually know what they're doing. I wish I could say that it was me in that, but it's clearly not. I wish they'd let me have a go though, but there was. I mean, who needs insurance? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Dig a hole? Go through the heat pump accidentally with the mini digger? That's a good point. I have done my licence on how to use one of these diggers at Diggerland. I'm sure I've got a certificate somewhere.
Yeah, but if I told you what it was, then you said you want to try it, you wouldn't have bothered.
Well, it's been a couple of days. We've got another update for you as the weather is getting rather grey and dismal, and, well, the same as it probably will be for the next 6 months, 8 months. So if I come out of the patio doors, that's where we would typically sit when the weather isn't this bad. And then you would go down here, and this is the new bit, as you can see from the colour of the new decking. So part of this is down now. So the idea is that we can go around here and then along. So the steps underneath, or there were, and then we've got a step down to where they're yet to finish, of course. That's the plan. So that's your path up there, and then all the way round to the back of the house. So we've got a dry path, as it were, or a non-muddy path from the driveway to the back of the house now, which we didn't have before. You have to walk through the mud, so to speak. Just needs topping off there, and then the wall's done effectively. We've still got another layer of tarmac to top it off. Bit of wall just needs finishing off there behind those flags. Probably put the bins where they are there along that wall. I don't know, you have to put them somewhere. Can't put them there anymore because, as we found out when we pull the cars round, you need that space to swing round. The original plan was to take that wall out, or at least part of this wall out here, so you could just drive straight out, as it were. But it's like a massive speed bump. So the further to the right you go, the higher the street and the lower the drive. So when I pulled the Model S, which is just parked there, out here, just as a test, so I went straight that way, it slightly caught on the bottom just in the corner. So if we took this wall out here, so you could go out, you would just beach. The car will be there and I can stand either side. I've got this wall for cover, I've got that bush there, again for plenty of cover, and the house as well. So I can set a camera up without people walking past it or wondering what you're doing, etc. Kind of like when you do an intro saying, oh, this is how you, I don't know, do something with the car. This is like an intro for what's the cheapest used EV. Or when I was talking about the Model S, when I introduced it, saying, oh, look what I've just bought. This would be a better place to do it than just pointing inside my garage, which is what I usually do. The light levels are more manageable here typically, weather aside of course, so it's just somewhere else to do it, and somewhere to stick the content car, somewhere to stick the press cars, because again, neighbours. Another couple of days I reckon, finish the decking, finish the wall, another bit of tarmac, they're going to alter a bit there for water, and then that should be it. And this is it, it's finished. The top layer of tarmac has gone down, the wall is finished, the decking is finished, so now even when it's wet and muddy we can walk up to the back of the house without getting muddy feet as we used to before. There's still a little bit to do. You know, there's a bit of cleaning up, there's a bit of sweeping up, a bit of tidying up, and then there's this, the quagmire that is the mud patch of doom. We've got some nice bushes that have been in a while, but we need to clearly, we need to do something with this. I'm thinking that's a spring job, but we have to have a plan. Now the play fort's gone and the swings, it's opened it up a bit. Ignore the solar panels, that's a different story entirely. Right, so you can see the block paving that divides the new from the old, which was there before, that was the fence line. So I've gone to wide angle here, we've got the tall proper wall there, which is really nice, and we've kept proper stone, you know, none of the breeze block stuff for that, so it matches, and a lot of it came from this that was taken out. So we've recycled anything that we could recycle. The heat pump is as it was before, really, it's in the same place. And then again the decking, which has got a hatch just there, you can probably see, so we can still get underneath to get to the bottom of these if you ever need to clean any drains out or anything like that. So we've thought about that one, and then this goes all the way and meets up with the original decking so we can get to the back of the house. So there's Alice. Hello Alice. We're doing some filming, so it's already an outside studio. Just need to figure out what to do with the bins. Again, plant wise, we've got to, that's just a complete and total mess. We've got a lot of that anti-weed fabric stuff which we need to pull off, and maybe, I don't know, what, any ideas guys in terms of what we should do with this? I'm thinking just lots of plants, make it lots of, like a path that goes in between borders, something like that. And of course I'll be getting rid of the solar panels. It doesn't look like it's going to fit, does it? But believe me, it does. So compared to what it was before, I'll put a picture up now, and it was just, again, lots of bushes, lots of mess, temporary stuff that has been there for about 6, 7, 8 years, and now we've got a much more usable space. I don't like getting rid of garden, but again, it was never used properly. Weeds grew, and ultimately, because of that house there, the massive bush, and our house as well, you can't really grow anything here like vegetables and that. You just don't get enough sun. There's about 2-3 hours best in summer. So yes, let's get the car on so you can see what hopefully this is going to be like. A little tight with a car this size, but we should be good. Come on. Lots of beeps, of course. Easy. Now, normally I wouldn't have bins in a video, so this isn't exactly how it's going to look like, but essentially this is the biggest car we're ever likely to have on this drive. It's the Genesis GV7, it's huge. So this fits fine, and I can talk about stuff. I don't mean a car review here. I don't mean we're going to stop going over where we normally go and do the intro to a car review here. But if we needed to, we could do things like, I don't know, how to look after your EV in winter. This is the perfect place to do the intro. It'd normally be in the garage. Now I've got an extra spot to do it, and an extra spot to park a car to stop annoying the neighbours. Again, it was getting to a real first world problem stage. So, so yes, this is the outside studio. Think about the bins, bit of painting to do still, but ultimately I'm proper chuffed with this. So thanks to Liam for doing it, and if anybody's in the Skipton area, I have a builder I can recommend. But yeah, all done. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all the usual crap, and of course, members. 99p, what a bargain. That's an even better bargain than this driveway was. That's how good it was. So thanks for watching this, because without you watching, this drive would not exist. I would not need it. I wouldn't, let's face it, be able to afford it. So I appreciate all the help you're doing by just clicking them buttons and all the crap that every single YouTuber tells you to do. So thanks for watching. See you soon.